Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the vlog. Hope everyone is having a fantastic day. Got a really nice and sunny day here, and any day that you have a little bit of sunlight outside is a perfect day to take out a C8 Corvette and really enjoy it. Mother Nature has given us a nice warm day, around 40 degrees, which is just enough to take the C8 Corvette outside. I normally like to jump right into my videos, but in today's video I'm going to do my little plug at the end, kind of at the beginning, just to catch a couple people that might be new to the channel. If you are stopping by for the first time, on your way out, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, definitely remember to give it a thumbs up and leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you what you think about this car, this video, and the channel. And as the title says, today's video is about the 5 things that I hate about the 2020 C8 Corvette. And please don't let the title or the contents of this video fool you. I want to be very clear that I absolutely love this car. It is hands down the best vehicle that I have ever purchased, because there's just so much more things to like about this car than not. But the typical YouTuber thing to do is talk about the 5 things that you love about a car, the 5 things that you hate about the car, and make sure you share all the ins and outs, which is the intent of this channel. I want to own really cool cars, really fun vehicles, cars, trucks, you name it, and share what it's like to own those vehicles from a straight up ownership perspective. And that means that no car is absolutely perfect. Every car is going to have its weird nuances and its little weird caveats. And the C8 has its, and in today's video I wanted to take the time to share some of those, but without forgetting the fact that I do genuinely love this car. So diving right into the video, the first thing on my list of things that I don't like about the C8 Corvette is in fact the brake dust that the Z51 package produces. I do understand that a performance vehicle has very aggressive brakes, but I think that at this price point they could have added a little bit more to the package cost and included possibly ceramic brakes, or had that as a standalone option, because this vehicle produces a lot of brake dust. And I have shared in other videos, you can ceramic coat the wheels. I've ceramic coated the wheels and the calipers, which do make it so much easier to clean these wheels. But it would be nice if there was a better way, and I'll probably, when come time to do brake pads, upgrade to ceramic brake pads. That way I don't have to worry about the amount of brake dust that I have to wash off pretty much weekly at this point. Next up on my list of things that I hate about the C8 Corvette is the flimsiness of some of these body panels. If you guys watched some of my earlier videos, when it was much colder outside, this body line right here does flex a little bit and it doesn't sit flush. You guys can probably see in this video here, I filmed this back when it was probably about 10 degrees outside and I first took delivery of the vehicle. The body panel just has this jagged edge where it doesn't sit flush. As opposed to right now on a sunny day, the panel's kind of warmed up a little bit and the seam sits much more flush. And it really doesn't end right there. There's a couple other body panel issues that I've noticed with this C8 Corvette. The biggest one being the hood. So hopefully the video catches this, but you guys will probably hear somewhere around where this hinges, you can kind of see there's a little bit of flexing happening. It's the very first time that I open it, and none of the body panels are actually making contact. And so it's not like it's this body panel that might be touching this body panel or anything like that. It's actually the latch for the front that seems to be what is buckling when it's opening. So when this was installed, I'm thinking that possibly the base that should have been installed straight might be a micromillimeter off one way or the other, and that's causing this panel to buckle on open. It is pretty noticeable, and I would have imagined that sometime in quality control this would have been caught. It does go away after the first couple times for a little while, and then when I come out again it'll come back. It's really bizarre. And so that is one thing that I do plan on having the dealership take a look at it when I go in for my first service, just to see if they can adjust the bracket to take away the flex that's happening. And the other thing I don't know is if these body panel flimsiness issues are something that I'm experiencing, or if other C8 owners are experiencing those as well. I can tell you that I've seen a couple of Corvettes with the body line right here actually causing damage where the paint has chipped. Mine hasn't escalated that far. It's pretty much just when it's cold, this bumper fascia is flexing a little bit. But I have seen that flex has caused some people to get chips right around this bottom corner when it flexes and these two panels make contact. Thankfully, I haven't had that issue so far, and hopefully I don't. But I have noticed that as a weird nuance of the C8 that you may want to be mindful of when you take delivery. The next thing on my list of things that I hate about the C8 Corvette has to do a little bit with this interior and the lack of proper phone storage. I do otherwise really love this interior. The fit, finish, and material is truly exquisite, but it just lacks a little bit of practicality, and I know that's a given with any mid-engine vehicle, but specifically to the C8, there isn't really a good place to put your phone for just general storage. Typically you'd want to use the door pockets, but these aren't deep enough to actually put your phone into, and it's going to slide around and fall out. Similarly, they really should have just made these pockets a little bit deeper so you could just like drop your phone in here for regular storage. But in smaller vehicles that's usually not the case. That's more so in big trucks. What probably would have been best is to either have a little net or something right here, or some place to just slide the phone in here somewhere. The main reason why I say that is because these cup holders really are not that big, and so when you open the cup holders and try to put your phone in, mine's not that big. It's just a regular Galaxy S8. I can't imagine having an S8 Plus or having the Galaxy Note, where it would definitely not fit at all. I can, however, put the phone in sideways, but the problem is that the middle cup holder space is pretty much open, so the phone just slides around as I'm driving, so this also is not a good place for phone storage. That basically leaves two places for you to put your phone. One being right here inside the center console. This is one place that you could technically put your phone, but it's an awkward place for the passenger if they wanted to put their phone somewhere, as well as for you to reach your phone without really kind of turning. And it's been talked about many times that the rear phone wireless charging pad isn't necessarily a great place either, because of how far I have to turn to actually get to my phone. And I totally understand that accessing your phone or using it while driving is a huge red flag, and you should never be doing it. And that is not what I'm advocating here, but it's just in a weird, awkward spot back here where you're probably going to forget it because it's not in a natural place for you to want to just grab and go. As well as it is very awkward to kind of get to it, similar to these bottom buttons, where if I really wanted to use it, I have to move my hand back out here to touch them, which pretty much puts my elbow into the passenger seat. And so I've actually really grown a liking to this kind of dash layout with this column. Initially, I know this was something that people complained about, but I do actually genuinely like this whole center stack and the way that Chevrolet and GM has incorporated it here. But it would have been nice to have some additional storage capacity with your phone, just to have a quick place, even if it sucks it in deep. So if you wanted to grab and go, you can quickly do it, as opposed to awkwardly turning around and remembering to grab it from back here. Next up on my list of things that I don't like about the C8 Corvette is, in fact, in the rear hatch area. I don't really like about what's going on back here has to do with the amount of water that gets in the engine bay. As you guys can see here, there's a little lip right here, and this portion is raised. And so if you open it up too fast, all the water is just going to come rushing through here and end up in the engine bay. But if you open this rear hatch, maybe say like maybe 2-3 inches, and then maybe another couple 3-4 inches, when there's water back here, of course, you don't really need to do it when it's dry. What happens is the water will actually run off to this lip and then make its way down both the sides, and then it won't end up in the engine bay as much. Now, I had my engine bay ceramic coated. There's a whole video talking about prices for ceramic coating and Expel, so definitely check that out on the channel. But it does help keep the engine bay clean. But from the factory, it's going to get dirty really fast, as well as maybe over a long period of time, the excess water can contribute a little bit to the rust increase that's going to happen to some of the components in here. And lastly, the number one thing on my list of things that I hate about the C8 Corvette is the phone app. I've had a lot of other vehicles, specifically Fords. I've seen Ram do it the way they do it, and I have to say that the worst experience in terms of phone access to the vehicle is in fact GM. This isn't specific to the Corvette, but comparing it to Ford Connect is free for the first, I believe, 5 years. It used to be 5 years, now I believe it is actually lifetime for the first owner, where you can, from your phone, lock, unlock, as well as remote start your vehicle, see various data points such as fuel, tire pressure, any engine codes, as well as, most importantly, location and driving data. But for some reason, General Motors funnels all of that through OnStar, and maybe I've just had bad luck with it, but my experience with OnStar has never been that great. And even as a standalone package, I can imagine if it was a couple bucks just to be able to remote lock, unlock, and get location data. Ford can do it for free on a $40,000 Ford Explorer. I would imagine General Motors, maybe not on the Corvette given the value that this car is, General Motors should be offering that service free on, say, the Suburbans, Tahoes, and I honestly think the C8 Corvettes. But instead, when you buy the vehicle during setup, I felt pressured by OnStar during my initial vehicle setup. They're like, sign up, it's a free trial, it's going to cancel, no auto renew, you're good to go. Last week I got billed $37 because my trial period ended, and I got billed the full amount for basically their top tier, which is something that didn't even come with the free trial. And so I called and I canceled, and they gave me that money back, but I still wish that I was able to remotely lock, unlock, and get location data, as well as start the vehicle from my phone, which is convenient in today's world. I'm in my office space at work and the car is way out in the parking lot. The fob doesn't have reception. I can do it from my phone, but unfortunately General Motors, even for that base service, is trying to charge people $13, $14 per month. I think it takes away a little bit from the experience of the technical side and the technology that's packed into these modern vehicles, when you start nickeling and diming people after the fact on a $90,000 vehicle for something that other manufacturers very clearly offer for free. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Again, I do genuinely love everything that there is to love about the C8. And this video is mainly just intended to share some of my little nuances that I found out after owning this car for a little bit of time. And so my takeaway from this video is I don't want anyone to think that this is a bad vehicle in any sense of the word. It's truly the best vehicle I've ever owned. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, definitely give it a big old thumbs up. If you have not already, definitely consider hitting that subscribe button. And until then, guys, as always, thank you for watching this video, and I will see you all in the comment section below.